There's a bunch of horror movies coming out in 2018. I feel like there has been kind of a renaissance of cool, weird, smaller indie horror and stuff that's taking the sort of tropes of the genre and subverting it and making it interesting. I mean, Get Out won a bunch of awards because it took stuff we were familiar with as filmgoers and did stuff interesting with it. And there's a bunch of other movies like that are coming out left and right. And I'm excited to see more of them. This weekend, a movie called A Quiet Place is opening, which is directed by John Krasinski, who you might know from The Office. It is getting just incredible reviews left and right. People love it. And some of the trailers are kind of corny, but basically the hook is that there's this family and they're hanging out and they can't make any noises because something very bad is out there. And so think like the sort of rules of maybe zombie survival, but instead of just, a thing that can see you or smell you or hear you, it can only hear you. So they can have lights on and they can hang out, but they've got to be very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot wait to see.
Which is I like that because that's sort of an interesting almost mechanic. And apparently it's monsters. I don't know what they look like. I've read a couple descriptions, and apparently it's very scary, and I'm excited about that. I don't really like it when I'm scared, but I do like monsters, so I'm eagerly awaiting that. Again, that's out this weekend. Coming out next weekend is a movie that I'm not sure if this might be one of those ones that falls more in the sort of the kind of like drama with a horror twist. It's called The Wildling, and I believe it's about a person who's like a girl who either goes wild, or there is like a child kind of out in the wild. It's one of those things that just seems very, maybe it's not, make you crap your pants scary, but it's creepy, which I think is always interesting. And it's got the guy who plays Grima Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings, so that'll be fun. But I don't know honestly, I usually try, it's weird that we're like, hey, go see these movies, because I also try to avoid finding out too much, because so much of horror is about getting surprised. One movie that a lot of people, I still don't really know what it's about, is a movie called Hereditary that has been making the rounds. I think it premiered at South by Southwest, and everyone's pretty much collectively like, this movie will mess you up. This movie is warped, and it's weird, and it's made by a writer-director who doesn't actually have any, it's a feature film debut. It's got Toni Collette in it, and it's from A24, who's been a studio that's been putting out some fantastic movies just left and right for the last couple of years.
Yeah, they've been awesome.
But basically, a grandmother dies, and her granddaughter starts doing weird stuff, doing very odd, weird things, and it's all kind of about the mother sort of coping with that. Yeah, it's from the producer of The Witch. I don't know if anybody saw that, but it's a good movie.
Please watch The Witch.
So this comes out June 8th. I'm incredibly excited about it. I want it to just wreck me. I don't know what's going to happen there. Moving on, also out in June, coming to Netflix, is a movie called Cargo, which is, I think it's actually based on a short that went viral or something. But it stars Martin Freeman, Bilbo Baggins, and he's in the Australian outback, kind of post-zombie apocalypse, and basically, I think the hook is that he gets infected, and he's got to find a place for his daughter. So it's kind of like he's got to, it's a clock's running out kind of movie, and he's in the middle of nowhere, because obviously, if you're trying to avoid zombies, you're like, go somewhere isolated. But then he's like, crap, I got to do something with my daughter. I got to, pass her on. So that sounds, stressful.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh my God.
And it's, producer of The Babadook. So there's a lot of, I just love that at this point we've got these sort of, you find out a movie that this person was attached to, and you're like, oh, this bodes well. Finally, there's a movie, there's no trailer for this yet, but this is definitely big, dumb monster movie, The Meg. The Megalodon. This is based on the book by Steve Alton. I've never read this book, but basically it is one of those ancient prehistoric giant sharks, and it shows up, and it, think Jaws, but if instead of it being like a little fishing boat, it was a giant submarine. So it's a bunch of science and Navy dudes, and they're all fighting this big shark, and the shark is old and terrifying, and it's directed by the director of the 2 National Treasure movies.
Oh.
So it's gonna be big and stupid and full of sharks. What?
Is it John Turteltaub?
John Turteltaub.
He directed Cool Runnings too.
The director of Cool Runnings comes
right.
The Meg. So that's coming out I think August 10th, and we're supposed to get a trailer like probably any minute now. Knowing how this show works, it's probably going to pop up as we're recording this episode.
Yep.
So Yeah, people I think it's gonna be attached to Rampage. I'm just like I love like a very like a small psychological terrifying horror movie. I also like it when there's a big shark.
Yeah, I love big, dumb, nightmare animal films.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, there's obviously a lot of other stuff. There's they're adding to the what is it, the Insidious and paranormal universes and all the other things. There's all these like there's what is the couple, The Conjuring.
Yes.
The Conjureverse.
Yeah,
I don't think
Conjureverse.
that's. They're coming out with The Nun, which looks scary because it's like a nun, but then she's scary and they gotta fight her or whatever.
Every nun is scary to me.
Yeah. They got rulers. They hit you in the hand.
They're my clowns, really.
Yeah. Yeah. One man's clown is another man's nuns.
That's true.
Those are some movies we can't wait to see. Some movies we already have seen, including 2017's best movies that nobody saw, including Power Rangers and Valerian. Well, we liked them, as well as 5 smaller movies that I don't know you should check out that we enjoyed. Sometimes we don't even rank movies on any criterion. We're just like, hey, here's 5 movies in a list because people like to click on lists. You clicked on this one, didn't you? Anyway, click on Up at Noon every Thursday at noon Pacific time on IGN. We love you. Sorry for making you click on stuff.
Or don't. But that's none of my business.